Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down and see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Pep Fernandez from the Inland Sports Show. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for your support over the last several years. In fact, we're going on year number 8 of the Inland Sports Show. It has certainly changed and evolved over the years, and you guys have been along for the entire journey. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We're on social media, so if you're already following us or subscribing, great. But you can also tell your teammates, your people at school, your family, your friends. There's the Inland Sports YouTube channel, approaching 2 million views. We got several thousand subscribers. We appreciate it. And make sure you share with other folks who might not be subscribing. Same goes for Twitter. We're on Twitter as well. And if you're looking for immediate results, breaking news, we post pictures and shorter videos. Check us out on Twitter Twitter. That's inland_sports on Twitter. And we're also on Facebook. Yeah, we're still doing Facebook. In fact, we live stream the Inland Sports Show on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, you can check it out there live on Wednesday nights at 6:05 p.m. We're also on the Gram, the IG. If you want to see pictures and shorter videos from a lot of the games and events that we go to, you can check it out on Instagram. So if you support us by following along on social media, thank you so much. And if you'd like to take that to the next level, Inland Sports also has a Venmo account. If you'd like to financially support the show, you appreciate the service we provide to the IE, you can do that as well. Again, this is just an opportunity to say thank you to all you guys out there who follow the Inland Sports Show. You watch the Inland Sports Show each and every week. Thank you guys so much, and the best is yet to come.
And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. We are here live and amplified at Teen Vision TV 16. We appreciate you tuning in. We're talking a lot of high school football, yes, as we make that march towards week 0. That Friday night would be August 19th, although there are some Thursday night games, August 18th. I think there's even a Saturday night, August 20th game. So we'll have a lot of high school football very, very soon. So we'll talk with Notre Dame's head coach, Rick Pontious. We got Jason McMains from King. And we're also going to talk with San Bernardino Valley College head coach, Daniel Algattas, a little bit later. He's got some really big additions to his coaching staff this upcoming season. And also big softball news. Legend Debbie Garcia back in the softball game as she takes over at Redlands. She will also join us on the show a little bit later. But right now, we're calling it our summer football series, but really, I know it's summer, but it feels like fall camp because the helmets and pads are coming out. Let's go to Notre Dame High School. The new head coach of the Titans, Rick Pontious. And Coach, you know, we were kind of joking off the air, but man, it seems like football season always creeps up on me. Did it creep up on you a little bit?
First of all, Pep, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on your show. Thanks for everything you do for out here in the Inland Empire. Yes, yeah, it actually has. And especially being my first year, you know, trying to get everything to go, you know, leading up to, you know, summer camp. Summer comes around and next thing you know, you're on your dead period. And then within a blink of an eye, it's, you know, it's August 1st and we're, you know, 18 days away. We play week 0 against Moreno Valley. So it's jumped on me real fast, but I'm having a blast doing it. So I can't complain at all.
You know, Coach, when I think of helmets and pads for high school football, I always think like the first week or even second week of August when you get the equipment. But now, I mean, you guys were in helmets and it was the month of July. I mean, the high school football season starts early now here in the Inland Empire.
Yeah, it does. You know, we started Friday, you know, first day in helmets, you know, kind of did a little practice conditioning, stuff like that. And yeah, it does. And it just seems like it gets earlier and earlier. And then, you know, next thing you know, it's game time. So.
Well, Coach, I know we brought you on the show when you were first named the head coach at Notre Dame. What's the last couple of months been like? Are you trying to cram a lot into a short amount of time?
No, not really. My philosophy with these guys is, you know, keep it simple. You know, we don't move on until we've grasped certain things. You know, offensively, defensively, we've started our special teams implement as well. So, you know, we don't move on until we've gotten, you know, something down, and we got to be great at some things. And I'd rather be great at a bunch of things than, you know, mediocre at everything.
All right, Coach, I think I saw on social media the other day, you guys were out there running hills. I don't know if that was Mount Rubidoux or in that area, but I saw you guys out there running. Talk about what you guys have done as a team the last couple of days, last couple of weeks to kind of get ready for this season.
Absolutely. We always start off with a retreat in July. So we did that when we came back. You know, the first week we came back, we did a player retreat. We get together, kind of, you know, talk about things and, you know, go over our core values and just kind of get the players to get to know each other a little more. And then we had the Marines come out on the 18th and, another little bonding deal. And they did that. And then, last week we went and ran up by Rubidoux. You're talking about, Coach McMains coming on. He's a Rubidoux guy. He'll know exactly where those hills are. We ran those same hills like we ran in high school. And, the guys did it. And I added a little twist to it. And, the guys enjoyed it, and watching their competitiveness and their spirit and just their will to not give up on each other and push each other was amazing. And it's transpiring through the whole team, and it's been a great summer. So I can't wait to see what we do, come in the next couple of weeks.
Well, Coach, obviously, last season didn't go as planned for the Titans. 0-9 last year, but going into this year, do you feel like you mentioned it, that maybe that hunger, that inspiration to be better? I mean, do you feel like this group has it in it to maybe, win a league title, make a playoff run? And we'll talk about the Skyline League in just a moment, but do you just feel like this group maybe has a chip on its shoulder?
I wouldn't say a chip on their shoulder. I just think a lot of people, overlooked us or are gonna overlook us, and that's okay. And deservedly so. We were 0-9 last year. We weren't very good. We weren't good at very much. We didn't have very much depth. And this year we're a young team, and I think they gel well together, and they want to work hard, and they don't want to let anybody down. And we've started that back in January of just upping the one on the next guy and just pushing each other. And I think they'll surprise some people, and I think they're even going to surprise themselves. Most importantly, on how well they can play together when they, really start believing in the guy next to them.
All right, Coach, so going into this season, you guys leave the Rain Cross Conference. You go to the Arrowhead Athletic Conference. You're in the Skyline League. And when I look at the Skyline League, I feel like it's wide open. Do you feel like, by the time we reach week 10, Notre Dame should be somewhere in the mix for a league title, playoff spot, all those sorts of things?
The Skyline League is, going to be wide open. There's going to be some great teams in that league, and there, Rialto was a great team last year. They went to, if I'm not mistaken, the CIF finals and came up short. And they're returning some guys. Colton's going to be good. Bloomington's going to be tough, and they're going to come at you with their type of style offense. And Fontana and Arroyo Valley, we'll see what they can do as well. And I'm never going to underestimate anybody or our opponent ever. So it's wide open. And I think anybody on that team, in that league, can come away with a league championship. And that's the way I'm looking at it. It's going to be a dogfight all the way through week 10.
So, Coach, once the helmets and pads come out, does it feel more real? Like, oh my gosh, the season is actually here. It's not 7-on-7. We're not doing yoga in the gym. Like, we're doing football now. We're getting ready for that first real game, like you said, against Moreno Valley.
Yes, absolutely. I was talking about it this weekend to my fiance. I was like, wow, I can't believe it's August. Here I am, when we took over in January, all these ideas and thoughts and everything came together. And then today they run out on the field in helmets, and it's like, oh boy, here we go. We're a couple weeks away, and it's surreal, but it's so exciting. The guys are chomping at the bit. They're, they've worked so hard this summer. It's unbelievable. And, just to get after it and watch them start to put on pads. We'll be in pads on Wednesday. So that's going to be exciting to kind of see, where they go then. And hopefully we just get 1% better every day and just keep going.
Now, Coach, I've had the privilege of meeting your lovely fiance. Is she a big football fan? Is she ready for football season 2?
Yeah, she is. She's a big football fan. Before I met her, she's a diehard Steeler fan. So I'm not a Steeler fan at all. I'm a Dolphins fan. So that started off kind of crazy, and but she loves it. She loves to be a part of it. The family's here like every day at practice, and that's big for me. The families run around with the players, during breaks, helping them fill up water bottles. So, every little chance I get, to have my family here with me is awesome. Because, you all know, coaches are not, not home very much during the season. So this is our second home, and at least I'm fortunate enough to allow them to be here.
Yeah, most coaches tell their wives or fiancés or girlfriends, hey, I'll see you at Christmas, or I'll see you at Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, that won't fly at my house. She does a lot of work behind the scenes. I give her so much credit. she's the biggest supporter that I got, and good, bad, or indifferent. I come home and a little frustrated, and she always, she'll always find a way to kind of brighten that day for me, no matter how it looks on the outside.
That's awesome. Coach, let's also talk about, I asked you off camera again, but it's worth asking here on the show. You're playing your home games again at San Bernardino Valley College, which it's one of the best football venues we have in the Inland Empire. Are you excited to be back there?
Yeah, it's a nice facility. I know people are always asking, like, hey, why are we there? Why are we there? But, San Bernardino Valley's been great to us. Last year they opened up their arms and doors to us and kind of gave us free access to everything, from their training room, locker rooms, everything like that. They've been great. So, I like it. The stadium's nice. I mean, we don't have one of our own, but, we got to travel a little bit. I mean, but outside of that, it's a great facility. And, Coach A is doing a great job with his guys. And Rubio, the athletic director, is, extremely blessed to, have him, give us an opportunity to play our games there.
All right, finally, Coach, when you look at your squad this year, where do you see the strength on this year's Titans team? Like, where do you feel like you guys might be strong this upcoming season?
I mean, it's tough to say because we're really young, at the same time experience level. I mean, we got about 8 or 9 returners that played last year. So we got a good little core to build off of. Our strength, obviously, is our quarterback, Andrew Leweski. He's going to be a senior this year. So he's our strength. We got a good receiving core. We're probably like 10, 11 deep at that spot. So, I mean, that's good. We got some running backs. I think overall, like once they get into it a couple games under their belt, they're going to feel a little more comfortable. But I just think we're not going to have the depth like most schools. But I just think our strength probably is going to, rely on our offensive side of the ball.
Coach, listen, I always appreciate the time, and best of luck this upcoming season. I'm sure I'll see you out there on the sideline very, very soon. And best of luck in year number 1 at Notre Dame as the head coach.
It, Pep. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it, Pep. And again, thank you for having me on the show. It's a tremendous honor to be here talking with you guys. And, hope to see you. You're more than welcome to come out to any game, and it'd be great to see you on the sideline and say hi for a minute. And, thanks again. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, you got it. That is Rick Pontious, the head coach of the Notre Dame Titans here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks again, Coach, so much. Always appreciate it. That'll take us into our first commercial break of the night. When we come back, we'll transition over to the softball diamond. Redlands, Debbie Garcia taking over the Terriers. We'll talk to her next on the Inland Sports Show.
Hey, this is Ken Mashinsky, the head football coach of Ramona, and you're watching the Inland Sports Show.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, Customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time, and then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
We are back right here at the Boost Performance Center with Coach Ray Bass, a.k.a. the Boost Man, with another gridiron question. Good one this week, Coach. As we want to know, is there a secret to training athletes that other athletic trainers, they wouldn't say anything. They want to keep their lips sealed?
Absolutely. There's no methodology, no advanced drill, no trainer who can take you to the next level if you're not willing to put in the work. You can't wait for someone else to make it happen for you, because in reality, it's all on you. You know, there's athletes that'll say, I need to train with this piece of equipment, or I need to train with these types of people. But again, in reality, it's all on you as the athlete. Now, don't get me wrong, Pep. Being a knowledgeable and skilled trainer is important, but it's less about what I do for my athletes and more about what they need to do for themselves.
All right, Coach, secrets revealed right here at Boost Performance Training. That is the Boost Man himself, Ray Bass, and you can send us a question for a future gridiron question right here at Boost by hitting the DMs all over Boost Training on social media.
And what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. Big thanks to Coach Pontious at Notre Dame as we talk football, but also some big softball news here in the Inland Empire. Debbie Garcia back at RHS, Redlands High School, and she's joining us now on the show. Coach Garcia, welcome back to the Diamond. Were you officially or technically retired? Are you coming out of retirement? How would you kind of describe, going back to the Terriers?
I just think I just took a break, regroup myself, and then go back to where I started from.
Is it exciting? Was it, if you got back in the game, was it only going to be Redlands? Was it the perfect opportunity? Did you miss the game? Like, what kind of prompted, your decision to go back to the Terriers?
I've always missed the game. It's just a part of me. I've always been around it. Taking a break was very nice to be able to come and go and do what I wanted to do. Started watching some more games, going to a few high school games, and, realized that I missed being on the field with all the girls. So I decided it was time to come back, and an opportunity arose right here at Redlands High School. So I came back to where I started.
So you were at Redlands, you go to Rev, you had a great run at Rev. Now you're back at Redlands. Is it kind of weird going between rivals back and forth?
I guess it could be, but I don't think so. I think because I started at Redlands from the beginning, and I was there for 6 years and then over to Rev. So I think I'm back where I belong, in the blue and the white there.
Well, Coach, when you left the CBL, it looks a little bit different now. I mean, Cajon had a great run. Beaumont's now in the CBL, and Beaumont's a softball powerhouse. When you look at the league, I mean, the CBL top to bottom, it's a great softball.
Right. It sure is. A lot of competition out there. Our only problem is Redlands has 3 teams. So we're sharing the talent versus these other schools that have just one team in their area.
You're exactly right. And it works for softball, football, all the sports, right? When you have so many schools in one area. So Coach, I know, you just recently took over the program, but what are some things you're doing right now? Because I think you're actually getting your hands dirty. I think you're like putting in batting cages or doing stuff like that down at the Diamond. What are some things you're doing right now to make sure your team's ready to go in the spring?
We just put in a new double wide bullpen. We moved our containers over, had them repainted, doing a revamp on the entire field, new turf in the batting cages. I got to make it look good. I got to get the girls to, when they come out, to be ready and to buy into what I'm going to sell them, and go from there. So we just started a camp today, and we have a camp tomorrow morning. So trying to get to know some of the girls that are out there. It was open for all ages, but we had a good little turnout. So it's been pretty good so far.
Coach, being on the sidelines for a couple of years, did you have that itch, that hunger, like, man, I really do miss it, or trying to watch a game and thinking, oh, if I was the coach, I would do this in this, in this spot. Was it hard to switch off not being a coach?
Yes, very much so. Ronnie was assisting for with Redlands High School, I think 2 years ago, and I'd go to his games and then I'd tell him, well, why are you doing that? You should be doing it this way. He'd be like, okay, but I'm coaching today. I'm like, okay, I'll just watch then. So it's a little difficult to turn it on and off.
Coach, obviously you're getting ready for softball, but you're also, I think it's the football booster president. Is that right for the Terriers?
Yes.
And your son, Steven Garcia, former quarterback for Redlands High School, back coaching quarterback. So Steven's coaching, you're the booster club president. So you guys are going to have a very busy football season in the Garcia house.
Oh, very busy. It was very busy starting this morning. I was down at my field at 6:30 this morning, had the camp until 12:30, and then went over to football, prepared the meals and served them, and I just got home about 5 o'clock. So it'll be like that for the next couple of weeks.
What off season, right? What summer, right?
There's no off season. There never is.
Coach, so let's go back. 2018, you guys are playing in a CIF championship game with Redlands East Valley. Came up just a little bit short in that D3 finals. Getting to that spot, does it kind of fuel you? Like, hey, I want to get back there. I'd love to bring a CIF title to RHS. That's one of my desires is to, be a CIF champion. What can you tell us about that 2018 season, and did it kind of fuel you to, get back into softball?
That 2018 season was a remarkable year for us. Those girls, not only did we work hard together, they always wanted to practice. So if I said, hey, we're going to take the day off or we're going to have a half a day, they were like, no, we're going to go hit today. No, we're going to go hit on Saturday. So they put the work in, and as long as they wanted to work, I was right there behind them. Didn't turn out with the outcome we had, but I can't look back negative on it because it was a terrific season for those girls. They worked hard from day one. We got them to buy in, and ultimately that's what's going to happen here at Redlands. I have a great staff with me with a lot of experience, and the goal now is to win. I don't like to lose. So our goal is to win and to come out in the top and to make a playoff run. And who knows? We'll get back to that big game.
Coach, from that 2018 season, did you come up with a blueprint? Are there things that you did during that year? You're like, okay, there's some things that worked. I'm going to see if I can, implement that again and see if it's going to have the same effect on this year's edition of the Terriers.
I just think getting the girls to really buy in. They believed that they could go all the way. They believed they were the best team out there. It didn't matter who they were playing. They always believed they were going to win. And we have to instill that into the girls now coming in here. They've had a rough start. They've had a few different coaches over the last few years. So with what we have coming in, obviously I don't know everybody out there, but we're going to make a run for it. I have two great coaches. I have the former Yucaipa High School head coach, Stephanie Landavazo, and then I have the other Redlands High School head coach, Kenny Cabral. So we have a lot of knowledge, and we're going to bring everything we can to this game and make these girls believe and put them at the top.
Coach, the timing of you taking over at Redlands, do you, at least in the back of your mind, think, okay, we've got time. Like, I've got all fall, we got the winter, like we have time to kind of build up and get ready for that spring season?
There's time, but yet there's not time because these girls are rebuilding. So, and, to get used to another coach and to follow what she has in plan is going to take some time. So it's kind of both ways. I got to hit it hard from the beginning. So we're going to go hard from day one, starting August 10th when school starts.
So school starts, you guys get out there, you start going hard. And Coach, I think you've already touched on it, but what are you just hoping to see out of your team? Like, you're expecting them to, like you said, buy in, right? And be able to put in that sweat equity, that hard work. What are you just hoping to see from them when you actually get them on the diamond in August?
I hope to see the drive in them that I know that they have and that they've been lacking because they haven't had someone to lead them. So once we get to that point, like I said, they're going to believe, they're going to see the hard work that we're putting into it, all the work I've done at the fields with the help of so many, and they're going to believe it and they're going to want it. And once they get hungry, there'll be no stopping us.
All right, Coach, let's end it like this. How are the Terriers going to do on the gridiron this year? How's the football team looking?
Oh, you know what? They're up and coming too. We're building there, and you'll have to come out to some games because those are going to be some good ones. They're going to be at the top here pretty soon again too.
Absolutely. Coach Garcia, listen, thank you so much for the time. Great to see you back in the game, coaching over at Redlands once again. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It was nice to have you on the show.
All right, that is Debbie Garcia, the head coach for the Redlands High School softball team here on the Inland Sports Show. And again, the Football Booster Club president, her son Steven, former QB for the Terriers, coaching quarterback. So they are deep in that long blue line there at RHS. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we'll talk some King High School football with head coach Jason McMains. Brand new football stadium out there, brand new turf for the Wolves. We'll talk about that as well when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show.
This is Citrus Hill head coach Jordan Tanioka, and you're watching the Inland Sports Show.
What up, y'all? Boostman here, gonna break you off with another quick 2 cent. For successful athletes, it can sometimes look easy, but make no mistake, it's not. You see, most of the gritty work is done behind the scenes. No gram, no snap, no Twitter. They don't do it for the show, and they don't go through the motions. In fact, they don't tell you what they're doing or planning. You only find out when the job is done, and at that point, it looks as easy as child's play. Boostman.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Inland Sports Show. Yeah, you just saw it. We're giving away 4 tickets to the Inland Empire 66ers every single week right here on the Inland Sports Show. All you got to do is watch to win. Our winner for this week is Matt Carpenter from Corona. Matt is going to the Sixers, I believe, the last Friday in August. The season's wrapping up, so get them while they're hot. Giving away 4 more free tickets right now. All you got to do is send a DM on Inland Sports Instagram or Twitter with your name and the city that you live in. It's that easy to enter. So go ahead and win your 4 tickets to the 66ers like Matt Carpenter from Corona. All right, back to high school football. This guy has been so generous with his time, and he's back again, excited about his team. Let's go out to King High School, talk some Wolves with head coach Jason McMains. And coach, it's finally here, man. The helmets are coming out. The pads are coming out. Like, we're getting back to real football. Are you excited?
Oh, very excited, man. First day, we're out there right now and, just getting things ready and it'll happen quick. We got scrimmage next week and, August 19th we'll be here before you know it, man.
Do you do like an inter squad scrimmage before you scrimmage another team, or how do you kind of like lay out your first couple weeks?
Yeah, no, we do our Red Navy game. We'll do that this Saturday, the 6th. We normally do Friday Night Lights scrimmage. That's kind of been the tradition around here. But, with the way the school calendar was set up, we have a freshman kind of dance Friday night. So we don't want to interfere with that. So we push it to Saturday. It's exciting. It's a pretty good turnout. Last year was kind of my first taste of it, and obviously, coming out of the COVID season, man, it was amazing how many students and parents and fans showed up just for the scrimmage. So we're looking for a good turnout, and we're excited for it, definitely.
Well, Coach, you've had your first real, I guess, off season, we'll call it, right? I mean, because you go to King, you come right out of that weird, wacky, there's a COVID spring season and right into the fall. And then, so what was this off season like? And do you feel like it was like a normal build up to the start of a normal fall season for football?
It was. I mean, things were just going so quick back, a year ago. I think we got in about the middle of July, and we were kind of just cramming everything in as quickly as we could. And, to have this off season, and we started, that Monday after our Santiago game, we kind of started that, our lifting program and off season work right away. And so we've had a lot of good time to develop our players, got a lot stronger, and then we were able to just kind of slow it down a little bit and kind of really teach, what we want on the offensive side and defensive side. We just kind of felt so rushed last year, just kind of, game plan and get the plays in, didn't have a whole lot of time to slow things down, but it worked out good. I mean, it was, I give a lot of credit to our players, last year and how well they responded to the adversity, but to have the off season was real nice.
Coach, let's do a little name dropping just real quick. I know you had a young squad last year. Your quarterback was fantastic as a freshman, Jaron Harrows. Talk about some of the guys that you think might have a big year for King High School, including your QB.
Well, we're real excited about, the development of Harrows in year 2. And, he had a great baseball season as well. I mean, had a great summer with baseball and all that stuff. So he's a wonderful 2-sport athlete. I think, coming into it, we're real excited about the development of Dayton Ford, our safety slot receiver. He had a tremendous offseason in camp, and our receiver, Elijah Simley Flores, he's entering his senior year, and we're excited, to see what he can do in year 2 in our system. Noah Neal is really going to balance our offense out with with our rushing attack, and Des Polamalu, is a name I think that, a lot of people are going to get familiar hearing on both sides as a running back and a linebacker.
All right, Coach, let's look at the Big West Conference. In your league, I feel like it's completely up for grabs. Do you feel like, King should have as good a shot as anybody else at maybe trying to grab a league championship?
100%, and that's what we've talked about, since the whole Great West kind of was put together, and the upper division and lower division and all that stuff. So, seeing where we're at, we feel really good within our league and what we have. And obviously we're still facing great opponents, great teams, but I think we fit right in with everyone else. We got a shot.
Yeah, there's no easy wins in the Big 8 or Southwestern League. That's some really good football. Great coaches, great players. I mean, the whole deal, right? So there's no easy W's. Yeah,
no, it's going to be a great year. And too, what I love is the crossover games. So we're playing 7 conference games, on our schedule, and so we got week in and week out. It's going to be a challenge, but that's what we want.
Coach, what about your new field? I saw some pictures. I think it was on social media. It might have been the gram, but man, you got a beautiful new field at King High School.
Oh, we're excited about it, man. It's beautiful. It's got the nice Martin Luther King Wolves end zone. It's got the new Wolf logo right in the middle, and it has everything that you want. And so it's really nice. And we were able to get on it last week for the first time. So, kids are excited, and we were worried if it was going to be able to be done and completed on time. So we were kind of scrambling and possibly looking at alternate places to play our home games. But thank God we don't have to worry about that. We'll be at home week one. Will be our first home game.
Well, hopefully there's lots and lots of wins on that brand new field for King, right, Coach?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, listen, Coach, I know, hey, football's getting real right now. You guys are in helmets and pads. I'm going to let you get back out to practice, but I always appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Coach, and we'll talk to you again down the road.
Coach, Pep, I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for everything that you do for high school sports in this area, man. Really appreciate it.
You're the best. Thank you, Coach. That's Jason McMains, head football coach for the King Wolves here on the Inland Sports Show. Man, that guy is the best. From Rubidoux, Citrus Hill, King High School, he's always made time for us, and we really do appreciate it. All right, that leads us into our next commercial break here on the Inland Sports Show. The summer football series rolls on. We're going to pivot from high school football to college football, take you out to San Bernardino Valley College. We'll check in with Wolverines head coach Daniel Algattas. He's got some big new additions to his coaching staff this upcoming season. We'll talk about that next on the Inland Sports Show.
What up, guys? Boostman here at the Boost Performance Center. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
Calling all athletes. Make sure you're at your very best by training at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Whether you're a football player, soccer player, baseball player, lacrosse, athletes from all sports and all levels train at Boost Performance Training. Led by former Centennial High School football star Bass, you'll develop explosive power, become faster, and add that lean muscle. Don't be left behind and get a leg up on the competition at Boost Performance Training. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for information on their training programs and also on the Bass School. That's the Bass Alternative School for student athletes. Trying to earn a scholarship? Maybe make the varsity team? Get a spot in the starting lineup? Well, let Boost Performance Training help achieve your athletic goals. The number one sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken's Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kensportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken's Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken's Sporting Goods.
Another quick NFL note, guys. Deebo Samuel, my guy for the San Francisco 49ers, running back, wide receiver. This guy does it all, kind of like a Christian McCaffrey, I guess, of the Carolina Panthers. But 3 years, $73 million. And Patrick, I think we talked about this, that he was a hold-in. He was one of those guys who reported to training camp like he was there, but he wasn't actually practicing. We're talking about practice with the 49ers. But now he's good. He's got his money. He's good. The Major League Baseball trade deadline is Tuesday Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, right here in the IE. We'll see if the Dodgers or the Angels do anything. I don't know if you guys got wind of this, but Shohei Ohtani's name has been floating out there about a possible trade. Not that it's very likely, but the reigning AL MVP could be. I think obviously it's a long shot, but could be. He's the only reason to go watch the Angels right now, but he could be traded at some point before Tuesday at 3 p.m.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Inland Sports Show. We've been talking a lot of high school football here on the show the last couple of weeks as we have our summer football series. Big shout out to Coach McMains at King, Coach Pontious at Notre Dame for joining us here on this show. Now we're going to pivot to some college football. We love live streaming the games for SBVC on IEMG. That's a lot of acronyms. Join us live on the show right now. He's the head coach of the Wolverines, and he is, I don't know, one of the smartest, funniest guys that I know. Maybe I don't know enough people, but he is. It's Daniel Algattas, head coach for San Bernardino Valley College. And Coach, are you guys in helmets and pads already? Are you almost there? Like where are we at right now in the season for college?
We're almost there. Right now we're in a bit of a dead period, so we have this week off. Players are coming in, getting their final fitments for shoulder pads and helmets. We have some players that we're helping with their final registration. There are any transfers out there coming from 4 years or 2 years. Those guys are meeting with counselors this week, getting everything done this week and next week, and then we head into shoulder pads and helmets next Monday, the 8th of August.
Well, Coach, the nature of the beast for junior college is typically you have these guys for 2 years. It's, you got to win now, the revolving door. Is it hard to say? I mean, because you know who's coming back. You've had some guys do like some more workouts, but is there always maybe a couple guys that trickle in with the start of fall training camp? You're like, oh, I didn't know that guy was going to be here. Like, you don't really know who's on your team until they show up and you're like, okay, they're on our team now.
Yeah, good years that happens. Good years that you get a bunch of surprises throughout the year. But certainly it's always good to have some surprises right before you come into fall camp, especially when they're in spots of need. So yeah, we're still a young team this year. We do have some returners from last year, but we had a good amount of turnover. We had a good amount of scholarships last year from some freshman guys. A lot of them, because of COVID, they were sophomores academically, and so they left a bit early. So left us a little bit bare in the upper class, but we love our freshman class. It's a full freshman class. There's still a lot of spots that need to be determined, and so we're excited about the guys that we have, the guys that are here, and the guys that are just getting here.
All right, spots to be determined. We love talking quarterbacks. Is that a spot to be determined? Do we have a front runner? What does that quarterback situation look like right now, Coach?
To be completely honest, I think almost all spots are to be determined because we need to see so many of these freshmen in helmets and shoulder pads, and we've just worked to develop them all summer. I don't think any decisions can rightly be made. So the opportunities are there. I think we have a hunch, but we won't act on that hunch until the players do. To be completely honest, I think that's what it's about. It's about opportunity, the best players playing, and us just giving everything we have to their development and allowing them to make the decision. So we want them to get into shoulder pads and helmets, but those decisions will need to be made fairly quickly. But excited about the coaching, the development, all those things that are going on right now.
Coach, you had a great run in the American Conference, went to the championship game. Now you guys are in the National Conference. What do you think it's going to take to be competitive and make maybe a run at a championship game again and get into a bowl game?
Yeah, the first 3 years for me at San Bernardino Valley were the only 3 that I've spent in the American division. The rest of my career has been in the national division. So I think the way that we approached it at the beginning is the same that we do now. I think for the players, the program, administration, I think they've come to realize what more it takes. So it takes a little bit more depth than we've had, but also the idea that every week is going to be a tough one. You don't have a couple of weeks circled on your calendar. You circle every single week on your calendar and be ready to go and, have enough warriors to get through it every single week. So that's a big difference. Much like they talk about the SEC, you could play one team here and there and play big and be able to rest up, for 6 weeks later, but not so much the case in the national division. You got to be ready to go every week. So I think physically we're more ready for it than we have been. We were talented last year, but maybe just not physically quite ready coming out of COVID. But this year, there are no excuses. We've been ready. We've been on campus, and we look forward to a more successful year.
Well, Coach, you always surround yourself with a great supporting staff, great assistant coaches, and this is big news. Iona Uiagalelei, who was at the University of Arizona, he was obviously at Mount Sac as well, and some other assistants are joining you at SBVC this season. Can you elaborate on that and what this might mean to the Wolverines this upcoming season?
We're very excited to have Yona. I know personally I'm very excited. This is the third time I've tried to lure him to San Bernardino Valley. And, a full-time job was created or was opened up. And it had to be filled within a couple of days. And, very short list when you think who would I want to work with that could come in a week or 2 weeks before fall camp starts, that would get it, that would understand, that would fit in, maybe that you've worked with before. And luckily it was somebody who's fantastic. Yona, coached at Mount Sac since I believe 2001. So he started coaching there just before I played there. Then when I returned to be an assistant coach, he was already the defensive coordinator and had already had many defenses that are, top 5 in the state. So in his 20 years there, they've been top 5 in the state almost every single year. When we won national championships, when we were coordinating opposite sides of the ball, we got a chance to work together, to grow together. So we know each other's style. We know each other's personality. We've planned practices and done things like that. We've recruited together. Not only that, but some of the coaches on our staff have played for him or coached for him, and bringing a couple of coaches over. There really isn't anybody on the defensive staff other than one person that hasn't worked or coached for him or already knows the system and can make it a very easy transition for the players.
So, Coach Uiagalelei is going to be the defensive coordinator. You're going to be running the offense, I assume?
Yes. Yeah.
So with you putting up, I don't know, we'll say 50 points per game. I don't know. I'm just throwing out a number. And you got Coach Uiagalelei, one of the best defensive minds out there. I mean, it looks like it's set up to be a pretty exciting season for the Wolverines.
Yeah, when you come in this late, he's going to have to feel everything out, get used to a new place, all of those things. So, we don't want to put, too much on his plate. There are too many expectations on his plate, but I'm sure he's going to do that all on his own. He's a high achiever. He always has been, but he's so good. So I'm sure that, if we find our way by the time we get into conference, that's when it really, really starts to matter, and see what we can do in terms of, getting to a bowl game or getting into the postseason and developing these guys into scholarship football players and helping them get out. Something that, he's helped over 200 student athletes in his time at Mount Sac, earn scholarships, and another 17 or 18 that he coached directly under his position, go to the NFL. So he's a great developer, not just a great recruiter, not just a great defensive coordinator. He's really is the whole package.
All right, Coach, finally, let's wrap it up like this. Obviously, you said you're in a little bit of a dead period, so right before you get into the full season, what do you do with all your extra time right now? I know you're into Rubik's Cube, you're into 3D printing, screen printing, building things, riding bikes. Like, what are you doing right now with all this extra time?
That's a good explanation of the day so far. But yeah, planning what I'm going to be wearing for the year, I guess, in terms of like screen printing or extra designs. But no, talking to players, getting guys familiar with the area, linking them up with the counselors, helping new coaches get onboarded, holding Zooms or review lessons for any of the new players or returning players that need help. So just kind of doing that throughout the day, and then enjoying time with, dropping off the kids or picking them up from school. We're on a track system, so we've been in school since July for the little ones. So, being home for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, pretty much. But, we'll stop by campus tomorrow, see if anybody needs any help. If you guys want to pick up spirit packs, guys are getting fitted for helmets, making sure all that's going well. Not too far away from campus, but just doing all those things, and then, working with Coach Yona on practice plans and install calendars, and dialing those things in that, usually we probably would have done about a month ago. But, like I said, it's much easier when, your expectations are already, you already know what to expect from each other and how we like to do things. So kind of a lot of work, but it's a little bit less stressful.
Yeah, I'm sure just being comfortable with one another is going to pay dividends. Coach, thank you so much for your time. I always appreciate it, and can't wait to see you out there at SBVC. I'm gonna stop by Death Valley pretty soon, see you guys in action once the helmets and pads come out.
Appreciate it. We hope to see you there soon.
All right, that is Daniel Algattas, head football coach for the SBVC Wolverines here on the Inland Sports Show. Thank you so much, Coach. Always appreciate it. And that's going to do it for this edition of the show. We appreciate you tuning in. The biggest shout out of all going to our guy, Johnny Nunez, our director behind the scenes. Shout out to Coach Algattas, Coach McMains at King, Coach Pontious at Notre Dame, and Debbie Garcia, the new softball coach at Redlands High School. Always appreciate everybody's time here for joining us. And again, if you haven't done so already, make sure you like, follow, subscribe all of our social media platforms. We'd really appreciate it, especially YouTube. Really trying to pump up YouTube right now, so subscribe, give us a like, share the links. We'd really appreciate that. My name is Pep Fernandez. Stay safe. God bless you all, and we will see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.